Well, happy Good Friday, everybody. Welcome in, Grant. Welcome in, Little Butterfly. Good morning. How are you? Whoa, it has definitely been a week, I tell you. Definitely has been a week. How's everything going for you guys? What's going on? Put a heart in the chat if you with me. Let me know you here. Let me put Grant's statement up here. Life for sure can get overwhelming. As you know, taking one day at a time is important, and how wonderful the mountains are after going through each valley. Absolutely, Grant. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Tamara. Good morning. Happy Good Friday to you. Welcome in. Hey, Little Butterfly. It's good to see you guys this morning. Yes, yes, yes. It is good to see you guys this morning. So I'm going to give everyone a good few minutes to get in here, get in here, get in here. Good morning, Jackie. Happy Good Friday to you. Whew. So let me put, I'm going to put my little post in the, oh, wait a minute. I did the wrong thing already. There we go. So this is my question. This is my question. And let me also, before I forget, I'm always doing this when I'm visiting. Thank you, Butterfly. I'm always forgetting to do this, but I remember it when I'm visiting other channels. So I'm going to sit it up here for a minute. So it's good to see everybody. How is your morning going, or your afternoon, or your mid-morning going so far? How's it going? Tell me what's going on. Afternoon for you already, Grant, huh? Yes. It's a good afternoon for you. So I had a week. I tell you, I had a week. I feel like everything is out of order. 9 p.m. in India. Wow, so you already had your Good Friday, basically. Yes, yes. So last night, some of you caught the little 15-minute live that I did. I had ran a quick errand, and when I pulled up in the driveway to get out of the car, I just stopped and typed something in the system and push live, go live, because I had started reflecting on where my life was, 2024 up until now. And I just started reflecting on everything that I had gone through, good and bad, mostly, the treatment phase of my life. And so, but prior to that, my week just felt unmanageable. Jackie said, for sure, had unmanageable seasons or periods. I just move through it with time, pray, and grace. Some things are beyond our control. Absolutely. It's totally beyond our control. But when it's happening to us, we have to remember that, and we have to be able to move in that understanding that, some things are in your control and some things are not. So control the things that you can. And so with my, I still do everything that, and good morning, Cheryl. Happy Good Friday to you. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. You're always present, even when you're at work. I appreciate that. Yes. Even though I'm doing everything that's in my life to do, I'm just doing them in different seasons or in different ways at different times. Like last week on Wednesday, I scheduled that premiere for 3:30 p.m. my time when it probably should have been in the morning, but that was the opportune time for me. And, with my exercise, I'm just doing it. I might be exercising at 10 o'clock at night, you know, just everything just scattered, it's still getting done, but it's scattered. And for me, that feels unmanageable and it feels out of order and unorganized. And so I was thinking, am I the only one? Am I the only one, feeling like this? Jackie said, when I can't control stuff, I focus on my grounding. Yeah, like we talked about, right? Last week, we were talking about tapping into, grounding yourself. You know, how can I remain calm while I walk through this period? Yes. So before I spiraled out, you know, I tapped in. I tapped in and I'm tapping in now. And when I was on site with my job some years ago, we used to always remind each other to tap in, when we feel out of order or, things like that. And so I was like, ooh, I don't know, but I'm still getting everything done. It's just doing it at weird times. And so it's time to recalibrate, you know. You're preparing dinner, little butterfly. She is so sweet. Do you guys know little butterfly? Yeah, so, and on top of that, Lazy Daisy has been out of control too. So that's another thing I was thinking about when I visit some other channels and people are running late for work or in a hurry, and they talk about, most of the women, they talk about I didn't even have time to put my makeup on. And maybe they're in the car putting their makeup on, or saying that they feel a little off because they don't have their makeup on. And so with Lazy Daisy, it was like, didn't I just change? Didn't I just make a change? Why am I making a change again? I'm in a hurry right now. I can't be doing this, right? Yes, my life bucket has definitely been tipped over. Now it's time to pick up the pieces. Yes, yes. And we definitely can pick up the pieces, right? And life is going to happen to us and things are going to get out of order sometime, but I love that you guys are saying, what I can do to, saying to yourself, what I can do to pick up the pieces and, recalibrate and, let's get back in order. You know, it's easier for me with WFH working than the office, working from home. Yes, you get to stay in your comfort zone. And that's another thing. I work from home. Why? Why am I out of order? I work from home, and it still can get a little interesting, sometimes. And so I'm like, I have a plan, so I know that I have, when I get up in the morning, I know what I have to do for my work, and I'm there doing it. And then 5 other things related to work come into play. And so then that chops off what I need to do next, and stuff like that. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. And living with the ostomy, kind of sidetrack you as well. I would love to get a job from home. Well, Tamara, you just keep looking, and on that site, Indeed, they have a lot of jobs like that. it can from home, but more when you have to run around. Yes. I'm glad I'm not running around, out there doing the work anymore, and in traffic and driving, and doing these being rerouted when you're on the road and stuff like that. Grant says, so I never thought with an ostomy you can't control movements. Sometimes it's not so much of well, I guess it is the movement of it, because if I need to be out of the house at 10:15, and then Daisy is doing something at 10:05, it's like, oh my, even though, pretty much you learn the schedule of, how your output is going to be, and you always have your supplies and stuff with you, but sometimes you want to start off, I want to start off fresh, and not have to make the changes. And sometimes it's like the lady that needs to put her makeup on, and she has a window to put her makeup on, and something else happens, and she can't get her makeup on, and but she got to go. I have never been late to anything. So, most times I'm early. So, at least 5 or 10 minutes early. And so that just hasn't been the case. But at least I've been on time for, showing up for you guys. And so I'm grateful to that. But yeah, I had a lot of people outside of YouTube, people, friends, and, people that I know that I engage needed a lot of help too this week. And it was like, I don't have time for this, and it's always um, computer stuff or phone stuff that they need help with, and I've been preaching to them for the past 10 years that you need to get savvy in this area, because life is moving electronically now, and we can't live like we lived in the 70s. We have to, in order to function, we have to have some sort of electronic ability. And they don't listen, and then I'm in the middle of something, and then here they come, I can't get this, I can't get this thing done because it's a electronic thing, and I'm just like, no, not right now. you know. But of course I help. But in the course of helping, I still set it where I can do it at this time. I can't just stop what I'm doing right this minute. And I'm good with saying no. Absolutely good with saying no. This one you're going to have to work out. Let me send you a quick cheat sheet that you can walk yourself through, or something like that. And I need help too with electronic stuff. I had to ask Grant for help a couple days ago because it's something that I didn't know how to do. And so he was able to help me, but I need to figure that thing out because, you know, it's a part of the electronics, is the part of your everyday life, especially if you're doing Instagram and YouTube and all these different social media outlets. So yes, but I am so glad to be here and to be able to be connected to a community, and it seems like the community. So there's the ostomy community, the GLP-1 community, it's the lifestyle community. All of these communities are basically one to me. And so I'm grateful to have all of you in my life because you're more helpful than you know. Yes, I know, Grant. I really appreciate you too. I really do. I love you for that, and I'm here for you as well, and everyone else, so um I like that we're able to talk about, we can't just talk about what's wrong or what's out of order or what's out of control and what's not manageable. We have to also be able to have a solution for life. We have to have that, and I get that here. I can share solutions and I also receive solutions. And so, I pulled out my last night. I don't know if you can see this, but my resilience workbook, right? So this is a book that you can see where I have my name up there. This book I've been using over the years, over time, to help other people, but also to help myself. And I have an entire bookshelf, a library in my home with books like these and workbooks. And I get the workbooks out and I get on the printer and I print me out some worksheets and I work them, and they absolutely help. Pop, what do I have here? Poopsie cool. What are you doing? I am talking about, what are you doing? I am talking about what is like when life gets unmanageable and how can we get back on track. That's what I'm doing. I'm having a conversation and you're welcome to this conversation. And I would love to hear what you are doing. Poopsie cool. Poop is cool. Poop is cool. Well, everybody knows how I feel about poop. So welcome in and happy Good Friday to you. Yes. Um, so what is going on? Is there any particular thing, you guys, that has happened this week that caused you to feel a little off balance or out of control? Well, I won't say out of control. That's a bit far. But a bit off balance. Um, it's like being on the rebounder trying to do one of Cheryl's when she have you jumping on one leg. Oh crap! I was actually trying to find people that do this. Oh, do what? Poop? I absolutely do poop. Yes, I do. I absolutely do poop. So, like, being on a balancing beam, has anybody had one moment that they can identify that happened that threw you off balance this week? And what did you do to get back situated? Jackie said that she picking up the pieces from the bucket that she knocked over or that fell over, you know. So I'm navigating though. I am definitely navigating. I am keeping an eye on Lazy Daisy and just even uh, managing when she's, doing some extra stuff, some extra, output. And I'm like, okay, I know that is not anything that I'm eating, but oh my goodness, when did this happen and are you absolutely okay? It's really hard for me to say this, but I got into a car crash. Oh my God. So was everybody involved? Is everybody okay? And can you share with us what happened? I would like to know. And since you're here, I'm going to take it that, you're okay. But to be absolutely sure, if you like to share what happened, I'd like to know. And I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad you're here. Yes. So yes, the that took me for one. So I'm managing the bag. This week it was just like pop, pop, pop. Then it was order time a few days ago. So I made my order for my supplies and I went out onto the porch because I go and sit on the porch a lot to take breaks in between, my work. And there's this really big box on my porch and it's like super heavy. So I'm like, somebody done brought this box here and this is not my package. So I look on the package. Okay, excuse me for 1 minute so I can see. This happened to me a week ago. So I was driving and I was gonna turn into a lane, and then someone just crashed into me. I broke my leg and my mom broke her arm and lots of bruises and cuts. Oh, wow. I am so sorry to hear that. And your mom, she's outside of her broken arm. She's okay. Is she absolutely okay? Wow. It's dangerous out there. And sometimes things happen like the car crashed into you. So it was out of your control. And, thank goodness you're okay. I'm so, so sorry to hear that. These accidents, and the world is just moving so fast. Yes, everyone's okay. Everyone is okay, but like we had to go to the hospital and stuff. Yes, absolutely. So you got a cast and your mom has a cast, which makes managing certain things a little uncomfortable and hard right now. Wow. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad she's okay. Wow. So can I ask you something outside of the accident? Where and why did you get your handle poop is cool? Can you tell me about that? Okay, Jackie, thanks for stopping in. Can you talk a little bit about that? Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. Thanks for being nice to me. I have to go though. Okay. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I look forward to hearing, how you're going. Thank you again for stopping. Wow. Life be lifing. So Grant, are you still here? Sometimes it's just things just happen in our lives and we just absolutely have to every Friday at 8:30 a.m. PST. And if you're subscribed, you can get an alert for all the other times that I will go live, because sometimes I go unscheduled. So, but every Friday for sure at 8:30 a.m. PST. And then for the other times that I pop on, if you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell, you'll know. Good morning, Miss Paula. Happy Good Friday to you. How are you doing? How are you? Good to see you. So yes, it's just been a challenging thing that is definitely manageable. Definitely, life is manageable though. Yes, good to hear it, Paula. Good to hear it. And so it's Friday, so we're gonna get a good story from Debbie Sue today, and we know that that's gonna bless our hearts, and it's gonna be so soothing that we'll be able to have a relaxation moment with her. But yes, so ostomy life can also be unmanageable. So, you're pooping on a schedule sometimes, but sometimes it just goes the other way, and you just don't know what's going to happen. But just being prepared. So I was sharing about the package that was on my porch. So this package is on my porch, and so I look at the label to see where it's from, because I'm thinking that I didn't order anything outside of my ostomy supplies. And as it turned out, the package was from my medical provider, not my medical provider, but my medical supplier. And so I dragged the box in, and they have sent me way more stuff than I'm supposed to get. I mean, cases of supplies. So now I have to contact them to let them know that they made a mistake, and I'm going to have to send all of that stuff back. So that was another, that's going to take some time for me to do, to make sure that their stuff gets back to them. I'm talking um, 2 cases of adhesive remover spray that I don't need. Did you think I got, wait, did you think I got into a car crash? I did not get into a car crash. That was a prank. Okay. Thank you for the prank. We need, even though that wasn't a good prank, because, stuff like that is happening to people. But I hope you enjoyed the prank. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes, I do. And happy Good Friday to you, and welcome in. Yeah, so I got all these extra supplies, and I got to stop, and when I'm done here, and make sure everything gets repackaged up so that I can send it back to them. And I guess they haven't even noticed that they made the mistake, because they haven't even reached out to me yet. So I'm going to reach out to them and let them know, and get everything prepared to send back to them. Um, so that was interesting that somebody would do such a prank. Good morning, Coloring View. Happy Good Friday to you. And blessings on your life today as well. I hope all is well with you. Yes, I believe everybody in this chat does go to church. Yes. So so you guys, for those of you who just came in, and for those of you who are new here, I'm Sandra James. I'm a colorectal cancer survivor. My channel is Living It with Sandra James, and I'm living with a permanent colostomy bag. And I'm here today to talk about how sometimes life becomes unmanageable, or you feel off balance, or you, pleased to meet you, Zane, or Zion, or Zayn. Not sure how to pronounce your name. Yes, I absolutely did have cancer, and I am in recovery at this point. Yes, Tamara, church is in your heart. And a lot of times we go to church to have fellowship with other believers, and to have that communion time and gathering one to another, to lift one another up, to edify one another, and to build one another up. So we go to church sometime to not forsaking the gathering of the saints is what we do. So yes, it is absolutely, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm absolutely sorry to hear that. But yes, I'm in recovery, and I am sharing, how life can be sometimes when, as we move along life, sometimes we get off balance. So has anyone had a moment this week where they felt off balance and needed some manageability in their life? Can anybody speak to that? Can anybody share what they have experienced with that? If so, because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. So, okay, I tell you what, I'll share a little bit about, a little bit more about how I felt that life was unmanageable this week. I found myself, doing, so I'm exercising now as a part of my recovery. I'm juicing now as a part of trying to enhance my health. And so when I started out with these things, I started off with a schedule. So I'm going to do my rebounding exercise at a certain time. I'm going to have my juice at a certain time. I'm going to drink a certain amount of water, before it gets too late or before I go to bed. And I'm going to eat a certain thing. But as of this week, I was rebounding at night and missing a day of juicing. And then when I am juicing, I'm juicing at 4 o'clock, and I'm at work, but I have another laptop right here. And so I'm working on the other laptop at the same time. It's everything just scattered and not in a synchronized way. So with that happening, I felt off balance. And so now what I'm doing is reprioritizing. So I'm resetting the order for, the responsibilities that I have and the things that I need to do, and the things that are not necessary are being removed from the list. Good morning, Crystal. Happy Good Friday to you. Welcome in. Welcome to Living It with Sandra James. And we're talking about being out of balance and what we are doing to get back in balance is what we're talking about here today. So if you have anything that you would like to share, I'm all ears. The chat is all ears. And you're more than happy to share. So Tamara, how's your day absolutely going today? Oh, here we go, right here. Tamara saying, I felt off balance just trying to find employment and managing house and home, plus Bible study on Mondays and bowling on Friday. Life does get hectic, yes. So does the bowling part of it help you to kind of recalibrate and restructure yourself, in a way to doing an activity that's fun? Does it help you, managing the home? I haven't even mentioned about keeping up with the household things. I haven't even mentioned that because that's a part of it too, and then if you're sharing the space with someone else, then that's, a part of it too. And it's a lot. It can get hectic. But like I just shared, I use my resilience workbook sometimes. Sometimes I just need something to just help me get back on track, And so I do that. But yes, sometimes people won't or don't reach out for help, or they don't share that they need help, and they try to do everything themselves. And sometimes we need help. Sometimes we can't always do everything on our own, and we need that support. So I encourage everyone, if you're feeling off balance and you feel like your life is not manageable, reach out to your support system. And Tamara, so far as don't give up. Don't give up on it, on finding the employment. You will find something. And when you do, it's going to be something that you absolutely love too, which is going to help you to be more effective in doing it when you get it. You will get it. Oh, okay. You have a new boyfriend? And that is what we do. Yes, yes. Well, that's awesome, especially if he's a positive factor in your life. If he's a positive person in your life, then that's great. And so he, of course, he knows about the ostomy. Yes. And that's something I would like to know, Tamara. What was it like for you when you met him, and how long did it take you to share that you had the ostomy? Yes. You never thought that you would find someone to accept you with your ostomy, right? So his what was his response when you first told him? And I hope everybody is staying hydrated too while I'm drinking my water. Yeah, so Tamara, what was it like for you? What was it like for you and how long did it take you to tell him? Did you tell him right away, or did you wait? How did that go? Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday to you. And 60 plus and Miss Sophie. Happy Good Friday and welcome in. We're talking about being off balance and the experience of life being unmanageable sometimes, and how do we get back on track when that happens. So if you want to share a little bit, or if you had something going on this week that made you feel off balance, we would love to hear it. And yes, that's what we're talking about today. Yes, 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 yes. It's a happy Good Friday. Um, that being off balance can be challenging, but when you have support and when you have the wherewithal to um, recognize first that you're off balance, and then you have tools and strategies to help you get back to your balance, that's what is most important, and that we don't stay that way. He is awesome and he is very kind. He knew before he met me. Oh, okay. That's great. That's great. And that's a thing. And before I speak on that, I'm gonna pop over here. Still struggling with the loss of a best friend in February, as well as my brother-in-law a year ago. I am so sorry for your loss. And that's something that can totally put your life and your personal being off balance. And it's something that no one is ever ready for, even though we know that things can happen in life. We're never ready for that. And so my heart is with you today. And just try to, as you grieve, you know, try to stay in healthy grief, and not let it take you, in a unhealthy direction. He said that he is thankful for my surgery because I wouldn't be here. Absolutely. And welcome in, Lala. Happy Good Friday to you. Friday. Good to see you. And Lala, we're talking about when we feel off balance with life, and when we feel like life is unmanageable sometimes, what do we do and how do we get back on track is what we're talking about. And if you have something that happened with you this week that may have put you off balance, like maybe being on the rebounder, jumping on one leg on Cheryl's challenge. uh, but if there's something in your life that, made you feel off balance a little bit or whatever, if you like to share. So Tamara met John through her Bible study, which is awesome. And he knew about your ostomy before you met. So before you got together. And so that's awesome. Some days I don't want to do anything, but I continue to push on. My sister leans heavily on me. Yes, I get that, And we have to have a balance even with that when we're supporting other people and when we're helping other people. We have to have the balance because sometimes the lean, 60 plus, the lean can be a little much. And we don't want to tip over in our quest to be supportive and be helpful to someone else. So that could totally put your life off balance. Just having Sophie and managing her life and making sure she have her shots on time and making sure she have her vaccines when she's supposed to have them, and just going for a walk and picking up poop, you know, and making sure she gets her exercise while you're getting yours. All of that is part of the balance of life, and we really need to manage that, and not get out of control. That's why I enjoy walking so much. Yeah, I love your walks too. I don't have the space that you have. When you're walking, I can see the landscape in the space where you are, and it's just a lot of looks clean and wide and just nice. And I live in the city, so even though I'm walking, the space where I'm walking is not as beautified, so that's why I go to the park a lot too, and do some walking in the park when I can, stay in that balance, because managing two jobs and managing the home and managing my ostomy and managing doctor's appointments and all the different things that managing YouTube, all the different things that go on in our life, and we can very, very well get off balance, and we need to get back on. So whatever is happening in my life, I just, when I recognize, okay, this is weird or this is off, I'm feeling off, and I tap in, and not only tap in with myself, but I tap in with others too, and say, hey, I'm off balance, help me get back excuse me, on track. And so, yeah, recovery, when we think of recovery, we think, okay, I had the surgery, or I went to the hospital, or I got off the drugs, So now the recovery process after the event, after the thing that has happened, can be challenging just as much as the thing that happened, So the recovery part can sometimes be a little more strenuous and challenging than having the actual thing that took you to the place, or got you to the place of recovery, So I'm always sharing about how after surgery, and then learning to walk again, learning to manage the bag, learning how to eat again, learning how to engage, learning how to always have my emergency travel kit when I'm moving about the earth, or I'm going for an appointment, or I'm going somewhere to enjoy myself. And keeping up with all of that stuff is part of the recovery. Um, Keeping a strong and healthy mental state is part of that recovery. Managing a household is still part of that recovery, and employment, and you know all the things that go on in our everyday life. But I think one of the best ways to stay healthy and to stay in balance with that is having community, having support, and being able to say, hey, I need help, you know, instead of trying to balance everything and do everything yourself. So that's what has helped me, and that is what's helping me right now. Just being here speaking with you guys right now is absolutely helping me. And I like I was saying earlier, what I'm doing right now is reprioritizing my responsibilities and removing everything from my life that's that can cause an imbalance, or is just not necessary. Whatever is not necessary in my life right now uh, is moving over here somewhere. I'm getting rid of it, because the more you have on your plate, the heavier the plate can be. And so I just want to thank you all for coming in and sitting with me on this Good Friday and just spending some time and sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate you guys for doing that. Good morning, Auntie. Happy Good Friday to you. I'm just about to land the plane, but since you're here, welcome in. And we're talking about what we do when life feels unmanageable, or we feel like we're getting off track or off balance. And I just want to know if you had anything in your life going on this past week where you felt off balance, or you felt like you were struggling to manage. Out with Key. Hi, Key. Welcome in. And how are you? And happy Good Friday to you. And where's Grandma Key? Yes. So, Auntie, did you have anything going on in your life this week that you felt off balance? Thank you for calling me sunshine. Um, if you have, and if you did, were you able to get back on track? Were you able to get back on track? And Grandma Key and Key, did you have anything going on in your life this week where you might have felt off balance, or that life was getting a little bit unmanageable? Pretty smooth for you, Auntie? Yes, 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 that's good. Because I had a heck of a week. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And so I came on and I shared some of the just the fact that I felt off balance and things, um, everything that I have going on in my life, I'm doing them, but I'm not doing them in a synchronized way. So I'm taking the time to recalibrate and reorganize and reprioritize my life. Yes, I have a family member in the hospital, so ripping and running. I'm sorry to hear that. Are they're okay. They're in the hospital and they're getting care, and they're gonna make it, right? My hubby was dealing with some back issues, and of course he was a baby. Yes, they all are, even with a simple cold. But I was there to hold his hand. Yes. Okay, that's good to hear that they're gonna be fine. That's totally a blessing, and I'm so glad that they're getting the care that they need. Yeah, husbands can be babies when they get a little ache or a pain, or no matter what it is. My husband, when he gets a cold, it's like a tornado happened and the whole house fell apart. He is such a baby and just needs total attention. So I get that. I totally understand that. But but we need each other, right? So thank God your husband had you there to baby him and to help him with his back pains and his back problem. And Key's family member is in the hospital getting support. She's probably running around going to get this and to bring that and to visit and to do all of that, which was, of course, totally not in the schedule for that day. So we can prioritize, and we can have a schedule, and we can do all of those things, but there's always going to be something that's going to take us in a different direction, and we just have to kind of pull ourselves back into where we need to be in order to be effective. Yes, my husband has been amazing support for me. Absolutely. And it's such a beautiful thing to have support. Even community support is important. Everything is important, but we have to keep that balance where we're not just leaning on them so much, but we're holding each other together and managing. Life is going to life. Have to roll with the punches. Yes, somebody wrote a song about it too. But we do roll with the punches, and we don't fall apart. And we do reach out and say, hey, I need help with this, and we also do what we need to do to get back on track. And so that's what I thought would be a good thing to talk about today, because it was absolutely happening to me. And I even had a moment on last evening, where I just was reflecting back on everything that happened in the past couple years, back from 2024. Yeah, and we have each other's back. And I was just reflecting on everything and looking at and telling myself, okay, this is where you were, and this is how far you've come in your recovery. And life is a little crazy. And but you're going to tap in, and you're going to get it together. Okay. This this poop is cool is pranking people on Good Friday today. So, may the force be with him or her. It is what it is. Thank you, Tamara. You're a blessing, Sandra. Have a wonderful Good Friday. You too. And you know what we do. So let's stay connected, girl. Everything gonna be okay. Yes. So I'm going to land the plane, and because I'm going to go to work and get that part, get Friday stuff done, so that I can move into the weekend and do some of what I want to do, and stay in balance. Okay, hold on. Miss G said, Auntie said, I did get some good sleep today. That was a plus for me. After looking at my watch and seeing the amount of sleep my niece told me that she could see that you were feeling tired. 4 hours of sleep. Oh my God. You done got what time is it in Georgia? You done got 4 hours of sleep already? It was good seeing you too, Key, and thank you. And give my love to Grandma Key. Uh, wow, you got 4 hours of sleep already? Rest is the woosah, recovery and rejuvenation. Yeah, if you're not resting, you really gonna be off balance. And if you're not putting healthy stuff into your body, you're absolutely going to be off balance, and it's going to be hard to get back on the longer you stay in that state. So, getting some good rest and some good sleep is an absolute. Blessings to you, Cheryl. So I'm going to land the plane, and I will see you guys this weekend, surely in the streets, in the YouTube streets. You guys be well, stay rested, stay balanced, and when you feel off balance, make sure to tap in. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Living it strong.